What's going on YouTube? Blazeshadowthorn here, coming back at you with another Wi-Fi battle against Jigsaw. Jigsaw actually does have a YouTube channel. I will link that down in the description below. I recently started watching some of his videos. He was looking for an RU battle on Showdown. I haven't played RU since 5th gen, I think. I might have played intermittently a few games, but never really got into it since 5th gen. So, it was definitely fun battle. I feel like he has the advantage since he's asking for an RU battle. I assume he's had more experience in RU than me. So when I was building my team, I sort of just threw together Pokemon that I knew were RU. Obviously, I had to put a Drapion in there because it was my mascot. I wanted to use a Mega Steelix as well because people forget Steelix has a Mega. I mean, you don't really see Mega Steelix like used ever. And then I just sort of threw together some other things that I knew were in RU. So looking over at his team, it's definitely extremely scary because I see that Typhlosion there. Typhlosion is obviously either Scarf or Specs. I don't know which makes it terrifying to me. Golbat and that Gastrodon both are disgustingly bulky. Sneasel, if allowed to set up, could potentially sweep my entire team. And that Dredagon, I don't know if it's defensive or offensive. I haven't seen offensive Dredagon used in like forever, so I would assume it's going to be more a defensive variant. So that would mean his team's like disgustingly bulky. But you know, we'll just see. We'll just see how the battle plays out. So yeah, let's get right on to this. I haven't played RU, like I said before, in a long time, so I was a little rusty. I know the mechanics, because the mechanics don't change for tiers. It's just what are threats, what are not threats, what are common sets that change. So he leads off Salt, I lead off with Firefox, which is my Delphox. I wasn't sure if he wanted to predict Grass Knot or not, and it would be fantastic if he switched out predicting a Grass Knot, because Grass Knot does 87 to Oko range, 87 on a min roll to a Gastrodon. So I was heavily predicting on that. Didn't happen, he ends up going for a Scald, so once I get my sub off, I go into Whoa, which is my Amoonguss, because Amoonguss is now my designated Gastrodon switch-in, that he doesn't suspect me having Grass Knot, which is a real shame. But I guess Grass Knot isn't exactly a common move on Delphox, and Delphox isn't exactly prevalent in the RU tier. But I like Delphox, so I'm gonna use it. So I end up going for a Spore. I debated for a long time on what move to go for, but I ended up deciding to click Spore as he brings in the Bat, which the Bat is incredibly scary to me because the Bat shutdowns my two counters, my two walls to my entire team, which is my my Pug Life. I almost said Pug Life, but that's Lux's nickname. My Gramble, and my Amoonguss, and the Bat handles both of those extremely well. So I'm gonna go out into Forgotten because this is the Forgotten Mega. Nobody ever really uses Mega Steelix. On top of that, no one really uses offensive Steelix because, ladies and gentlemen, this is an offensive Steelix. Because, you know, everybody likes offensive Steelix. Am I right? Nah, nobody uses that. But anyways, I do decide to go straight away for the Iron Head. I wasn't sure what he wanted to bring in, if he in fact wanted to bring in anything, because I was under the assumption at the time that was going to be a physically defensive Golbat. So I thought maybe he would want to stay in, but didn't happen. Same song and dance, go back into Whoa on the Scald. He actually doesn't burn me. That's 2 Scalds in a row, so I'm not used to this. Because normally I'm the one that gets burned twice with both Scalds, but 2 Scalds, haven't gotten a burn yet, so little fortune shines in my favor for once. I'm sure I've had good luck battles every now and then, but they're a dime a dozen, you know. For every probably like 50 Wi-Fi battles I play, I have that one game where some things go right for me. So I end up Giga Draining on the Bat. Switching. I was heavily predicting him to overpredict, because he brought in the Bat last time, but it didn't happen, so I'm going to bring in Delphox right here, as he actually does get the first turn Wake, which is a bit unfortunate, but he misses Super Fang, which I'm like, wow, okay, you missed Super Fang. That sucks, man. That sucks. That's like missing Toxic. That's pretty bad. So, you know, it was a good and bad thing that happened for him. He ends up critting my sub, which is like a useless crit. So, useless crits suck though. I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna crit, do a crit that matters. You know what I'm saying? So I ran a Kelk, and I know that if I burn him with Will-O-Wisp, I can take this next Brave Bird with ease because I think it does like 50 on a max roll, non-burned. because he's obviously defensive. There's no way he's like offensive. So I knew since I'm around 50%, if I burn him, I'm guaranteed to live, which I am. Able to pock my citrus berry back up to around the range where I was at before, which is nice. Now he makes a really ballsy play, which I give him a lot of props for. He brings in Sneasel on my Psyshock. If I would have Fire Blasted, that would have been a dead-ass Sneasel, and I wouldn't have to deal with it. But he makes the play, and it pays off for him. So I go out and I want to fight my Gramble, because Gramble's going to be my counter for, or my check for a lot of things on his team, including the Sneasel. So he's going to switch out now. I really thought he was going to go out into the Golbat, but he actually goes out into Fluff instead. I was close to clicking Thunder Wave, but I really thought the Gastrodon or the Golbat was going to be coming in here, and I didn't want to waste a turn, so I clicked the safe play rough. He brings out Fluff, and right here, looking at my team, Shadowthorn is the only thing I have to sack off, which sucks. It sucks. So I just death fodder my mascot just like that. Drapion, you do nothing this game. You couldn't even eat a flamethrower. I went for EQ on the off chance I lived, which, I mean, I don't know how or why I lived. Like, maybe on a min roll I could have lived. But right here, I wasn't sure if he wanted to stay in here, go for flamethrower, and if flamethrower would have been enough. So I ended up making the relatively safe play and going for another substitute. Potentially, if he would have stayed in here, went for flamethrower, and it did enough damage, he could have knocked out my Firefox with 2. But that, again, depends on if he was Scarf or Specs, which I still don't know yet. Based on the assumption, I'm going to say he's Scarf, because most are, but I have seen a few Specs in my day. So, Magician activates, which is why I went for Psyshock over Will-O-Wisp. Just because I didn't want that thing having leftovers. Recovery. If he wants to recover, he's going to have to waste a turn going for recover. So that's nice, and plus I wanted some recovery myself, so steal over the leftovers, which is absolutely fantastic. Now that Gastrodon doesn't have leftovers. So, same song and dance, I go back out and whoa, because, I mean, he can't touch me. Maybe if he has Ice Beam, he could go for an Ice Beam, I suppose, try and freeze me, I suppose, but that's really it. He ends up going for a 3rd Scald in a row, and still not burning me. I'm like, what is going on? Does this Gastrodon, like... Is this Gastrodon like, nah, I don't want to burn. I'm going on strike, man. I'm going on strike. Right here, I thought I made a misclick by going for Spore, because I thought he was going to bring in the Bat. But he actually brings in Fluff instead. And that is absolutely phenomenal for me. I think that was a misprediction on his part, or a misclick. I don't know for a fact. But that cost him his Typhlosion. Right there. He actually does end up staying asleep for 2 full turns, which is fantastic for me. Doesn't actually end up mattering too much, because I know I could eat a flamethrower if I absolutely need to, based on the spread I have. But, I mean, not taking a flamethrower, I'm happy with that too, because that would have done a lot of damage to me. Just like that Ice Punch did a lot of damage there too. I actually calced it with a Life Orb, but he didn't have a Life Orb, which makes me think it's a Violite. Thought it was a Violite. So that's definitely interesting. But I am able to put the Sneasel to sleep, which is fantastic, because I don't want the Sneasel running around, you know, because Sneasel makes me unhappy. Sneasel makes me sneeze, first off, and second off, it's a monster. It just can run rampant through teams if you don't have a counter for it. So right here, I didn't want to test my luck with getting the 3-turn sleep. So I go out into Wanna Fight. Just play it safe, you know? Go out into Wanna Fight. Because if he wants to wake up that turn, I know I can eat a hit. If he wants to stay asleep, I mean, I'd rather have a play rough incoming than take a lot of damage, you know? So right here, I honestly think he made a mistake by going into Salt to take this play rough, because I would have went out into the Bat and save his Gastrodon for later, because Gastrodon was... I'm not going to say it was win condition, but it was a fat thing that I didn't want to deal with. So right here, he does go out into the Bat. I can't touch this thing just because of my move slot. I have absolutely nothing to touch the Bat with. So I go out into the Forgotten as he decides to Super Fang on my Switch. I mean, that's fine by me. I really didn't care. It's a Steelix. It's a Mega Steelix. What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? Now that he lost his Gastrodon, I really see no reason not to go for Iron Head, which is fantastic for me. So offensive Mega Steelix, it does good damage to Prince, which is the incoming Gallade. I was really scared for a moment because I thought he was gonna Mega Evolve, and then I'd be like, you know Mega Gallades in OU, right? Right? But no, he just goes straight away for Drain Punch, which is like, okay, so he's not Mega. Cool. I can respect that. I can respect using regular Gallade in RU. But now that I have this scramble, this wanna fight, it's causing him trouble because his only switch-in is the bat. And at this point in time, I know he's going to switch it in because he has no choice but to switch it in. So I am able to make the play of the match by going and doubling out into my Delphox as he brings in the bat. This puts incredible pressure on him. I didn't want to risk him going into his Sneasel, so I go for Fire Blast because I know it'll knock him out regardless. Except it doesn't because I score min damage, which that sucks. But again, it sort of levels out if you think about it because of all the stuff that he didn't get, the 3 burns plus the miss on Hyper Fang and the crit, I think. Nah, I don't know, but it all levels out in the end. I really don't care. Burn kills him off regardless, so I mean, it's whatever. So he's going to go back out into potential right here, which is still asleep, and he actually gets the third turn sleep, which made me really sad. Because this Delphox should have been dead. I'm not even playing around. This Delphox should have been dead. So that actually made me really sad. So in order to make up for that, I think he brings in Prince, maybe. No, he goes out into Jig. He goes out and do his Dredagon. That's what's going on here. I'm gonna go for substitute because it should have been dead. There's no reason he should have gotten 2-3 turn sleeps, which is garbage in my opinion, and I hate winning just solely based on hacks, because those games, I don't really feel they count, because, I mean, when it comes down to it, you can be the world's greatest Pokemon player and still lose to hacks, which I don't agree with. So I let that thing die because it should have been dead because he shouldn't have gotten the 2-3 turn sleeps. So I end up going for an Ice Beam that actually doesn't knock him out, which I thought was, like, Specs Xbox, you're weak, man, you're weak. So he just dies to a superpower. I mean, offensive. It was actually Life Orb offensive Dredagon, which caught me completely off guard. But I like it. I have one of those in my PC that I'm gonna start using again soon. But it's time for the star, the MVP of this game to take its toll. Forgotten versus Mega, except it's not Mega. He's gonna go for a Drain Punch that is not gonna be enough to knock me out. And I was actually surprised, because I honestly thought that would be enough to knock me out, and then I'd have to bring in my Gramble to finish up the game. But nope, I'm able to live, and on top of that, I'm able to hit it up with the Explosion, just overkill, end the game. Because that's how I like to end games, is with Explosion mons. So that's going to be the game. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and comment down below what tiers you want me to play. Because if I know what tiers you want to see, then I'll start building teams, and I'll start looking for those teams, because I feel like a lot of players, they just upload the same old OU, which is boring, so let's be honest. So bringing you guys an RU game. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.